It's time for our model predictions for week 14. Last week in week 13, our model went 9-7. That is profitable. That's 56% win rate. But my best bets were only 2-4. Now the model's giving me plenty of winners. I just need to do a better job picking the winners from the model. And that's what I aim to do here in week 14. Before we get to our predictions though, I need to talk about this trend. This is an amazing trend. It's been very profitable for me over the last 3 years. Home teams pre-buy cover the rate at 61.1% since 2015. And this year in 2025, it went 9-3 or 75%. And look down there at the bottom there. It picked the Panthers and the Patriots both to cover the spread, which they did in week 13. This is a solid trend backed up by data, and it's been profitable many years in a row. Let's get to our week 14 predictions. For the Thursday night game where the Lions at home against the Cowboys, the Lions are 3-point favorites, and model thinks the Lions are going to win 20-27. So this means it picks the Cowboys plus 3.0 to cover the spread. Now the Cowboys are surging right now. Their defense looks better and better. They have one of the top 5 offenses in the league, and the Lions' pass defense has not been playing very good lately. So I could easily see the Cowboys winning this game outright. This is not going to be a best bet, but I strongly lean towards the Cowboys plus 3.0 to cover the spread in Detroit. With 55 total points, it would pick over 54.5. For the 1 o'clock games on Sunday, the Minnesota Vikings are 2-point favorites at home against the Washington Commanders, and the model thinks the Commanders are going to win 21-20. The Commanders have looked really good recently. I don't think it matters if Jaden Daniels comes back or not for this week. The Vikings offense is terrible. Their quarterback situation is critical. So give me the Commanders plus 2.0 to cover the spread as my first best bet in this video. With 41 total points, we'll go under 42.5. The next game, the Colts are 1.5 point favorites on the road against the Jaguars. And the model thinks the Jags are going to win 26-23. In other words, the model thinks the Jaguars are the favorite team here. And I have to agree. So this is my second best bet. Take the Jaguars plus 1.5 at home to cover the spread. In fact, I think the Jaguars are going to win this game. The Jags are getting the job done on offense and defense. I know Trevor Lawrence gets a lot of criticism. They have a lot of weapons there. The Colts defense is not as good without DeForest Buckner in the middle. And Sauce Gardner's not going to be in this game either. And the Indy offense, as good and as strong as it's been at the beginning of the year, has actually struggled in the last 3 games. And not just against the Texans defense. With 49 total points, I'm going to pick over 47.5. The next game with the Saints on the road against the Bucks. The Bucks are 8.5 point favorites at home. And the model thinks the Bucks are going to win 24-17. So it would pick the Saints plus 8.5 to cover the spread. Now, it worked out last week where the Saints covered the spread against the Dolphins, and this is a big number, especially in a divisional game. And Bucks are not looking so good lately. So I like this pick, but it's definitely not going to be a best bet. With 41 total points, we'll go under 42.5. The next game, we have another divisional matchup with the Dolphins on the road against the Jets. The Dolphins are 2.5 point favorites, and it predicts the Dolphins to win 23-20. So it picks the Dolphins cover 2.5 point spread on the road. I really like this pick, but it's definitely not going to be a best bet. There's this whole narrative about Tua and the Dolphins playing in cold weather, but I think the Dolphins will get it done and cover a 2.5 point spread against the Jets. With 43 total points, it goes over 41.5. The next game, the Browns are 4 point favorites at home against the Titans, and this is a game against 2 of the worst offenses in the entire league. And I really like the model prediction here. It predicts the Browns to win 16-13. So it's picked up on these really bad offenses. But with that score, it picked the Titans plus 4.0 to cover the spread on the road. With 29 total points, it goes way under 34. The next game, the Seahawks are 7 point favorites on the road against the Falcons, and the model thinks the Seahawks will win 28-20. So it picks the Seahawks to cover 7 point spread on the road. Now, Sam Darnold's banged up a little bit. He has an ankle injury, and he hasn't looked too good in the last few games. But I think indoors, the Seahawks offense and the defense get it done. This is not a best bet, but I strongly lean toward the Seahawks to cover a 7 point spread on the road against the Falcons. With 48 total points, it picks well over 44.5. In the next game, the Ravens are 6 point favorites at home against the Steelers. This is a huge divisional game. Both of these teams are 6-6. Whoever wins this game has the upper hand at AFC North divisional crown. And the model picks the Ravens to win 21-20. So the model strongly leans towards the Steelers to cover a 6 point spread on the road against the Ravens. Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry haven't looked like their old selves, but I just don't trust the Steelers offense to get this done. With 41 total points, it goes under 43 for the total. In the next game, the Bills are 5.5 point favorites at home against the Bengals. This should be a really exciting game. The Bengals have Burrow back. They looked really good last week in week 13, and the Bills have struggled. The model predicts the Bills will win 27-23. So it picks the Bengals to cover a 5.5 point spread on the road. Now, I would like to make this a best bet. The Bengals defense has been improving, but it's still pretty bad. And I can see Josh Allen and the Bills offense scoring a lot of points against the Bengals defense. With 50 total points, it would pick under 53.5. In the next game, the Broncos are 7.5 point favorites on the road against the Raiders. This is another very interesting divisional game. In Denver earlier this year, the Broncos were heavy favorites, but only won 10-7. But the Broncos had plenty of opportunities to score. Their defense got them in position in the red zone against the Raiders, but the Broncos offense couldn't punch it in. I don't think that happens this week, and the model agrees with me. It picks the Broncos to win 26-15. So give me the Broncos minus 7.5 to cover the spread as my third best bet in this video. With 41 total points, would barely go over the 40.5 total. And the next game, the Packers are 6.5 point favorites at home against the Bears. This is another huge divisional game here. The Bears are 9-3. Their offense looks good. Their defense is improving. The Packers have been a little shaky at home. But the model thinks the Packers are going to win 24-20. So it picks the Bears to cover a 6.5 point spread on the road. With 44 total points, they'll go under 44.5. In the next game, the Rams were 8-point favorites on the road against the Cardinals, another big divisional game. And while the Rams couldn't cover a 10-point spread on the road against the Carolina Panthers in week 13, I definitely think they bounce back here and get the job done in Arizona. And the model thinks the Rams are going to win 30-20. So it picks the Rams to cover 8-point spread on the road. And this is my fourth best bet for this video. With 50 total points, we pick over 47.5. While the Cardinals have a decent defense, I think Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense are going to get it done here in Arizona. And I think the Rams defense will do better in indoor arena against the Cardinals offense. For the Sunday night game, the Chiefs are 3.5 point favorites at home against the Texans. This is another huge game. Both of these teams desperately need this game to stay in the playoff chase. The Texans defense has been coming up huge. They are an elite squad. But the model picks the Chiefs to win 21-17 and to cover a 3.5 point spread at home. The Chiefs offense is a top 5 offense in the league, but they have some injuries to their O-line. And for the third week in a row, I can see the Texans defense shutting down a high-powered offense like they did against the Colts and the Bills in the last 2 weeks. So I would personally lean toward the Texans cover a 3.5 point spread, but the model picks the Chiefs. With 38 total points, they'll go under 42.0. In the Monday night game, the Eagles are 3-point favorites on the road against the Chargers. And the model picks the Chargers to win 22-20. So this is another one where the model thinks the wrong team is favorite. It takes the Chargers +3 against the spread in this game. And this is my 5th best bet for this video. Now I know Justin Herbert is injured. He has some screws put into his left hand. But as I've said many times before, I don't trust this Eagles offense whatsoever. And the Chargers have a pretty decent defense. So give me the Chargers +3 over against the spread as my 5th best bet for this video. With 42 total points, we'll go over 40.5. This is our final predictions for week 14. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below who you're going to pick this week. Give me your top 5 picks against the spread. I really enjoy reading your comments, and I reply to most of them. Good luck in week 14. Let's go!